Here on Hit 103.9, R. Kelly has a message for you, and he says, storm is over. And you are welcome to the hottest, to the freshest, to the red carpet show. Today, I'm so excited. I'm doing it with this man here, DJ Icon. You can see we're in the studios of Hits 103.9. And I am just going to excite you with everything that happened over the weekend. Hello, folks, and welcome to the red carpet show. And coming up on the show...
What are you trying to say? That water tastes better than my food.
Where we collected refuse, we collected mainly plastic refuse.
Deliver the best possible off-road performance.
So Uncle Whyte and the Riverman production celebrated 14 years with 50 plays over at the National Theatre at the weekend. With the play titled, He Said, She Said. Well, I was there, and me and my cameraman, Nat, we have these exclusives for you.
What are you trying to say? That water tastes better than my food.
At the 50th play of 14 years. As the play went along, you could hear the laughs and the giggles from the patrons in the auditorium.
God created the heavens and the earth, and then he rested. Then he created the sun and the sky and the moon, and then he rested. Then he created the birds and the fish and all the animals, and then he rested. Then he created the plants and all the trees, and then he rested. Then he created man, and then he rested. Then wonderful idea, he said, let me create one. And ever since then, he God and man and everybody will have done anything.
Oh, man, you've got it all wrong, my dear. Let me set the record straight for you. So God created the heavens and the earth and continued on till he created man. And then he rested, only to realize that man had made such a mess of the garden. He had left his shoes, his socks, his car keys, his briefs everywhere. And he had refused to do his laundry for one whole month. So God thought, oh, wonderful idea. Let me create the woman to pick up after the man and to keep the garden clean. Oh, my dear, hey, your phone is ringing. You know, Thomas Edison said, he who hears his phone ring and doesn't pick up shortens his life by half a second.
Wow. Thomas Edison never said that.
Did Martin Luther King say what you just said? Go and pick your phone. Let's go. Who is calling?
Oh, it's Paul.
Oh, no, you have to pick it. You have to pick it up.
I'm not done what he has asked me to do
The
now.
whole reason why you should pick her. It's wrong to disappoint someone and add insult to that by not picking their calls. He must not be the one chasing you for his work. Just pick up and explain to him. Leave him to decide whether he wants to go or stay with you. So please pick up. I'll wait for you.
No. Hold me tight. I'm not fair.
Okay. Just pick it up.
Hello, Paul. Oh, stop shouting. I can smell your breath from here. Stop shouting. I know you are disappointed in me. I'm also disappointed in myself.
How was your night? How did you go with the business?
We did not come here to listen to how his life went, okay?
If we are going to work with the man, it would be nice to be interested in his life.
What do you expect him to say? He was so drunk. I don't think he remembers anything.
Ban Ki-moon said that the evidence of a man's night work is in the song that the wife sings in the morning. Wow. Look, my night was heavenly.
You know, good wine, like marriage, gets better with age. Okay. Once you learn how to put the cock in it. You know, as you may have realized from our constant disagreement, bickering, and the fact that she cannot get enough of me. My point exactly. We are a married couple. Okay. Baby,
Hey, darling.
are we in the same house?
Good morning, baby.
Good morning, my love.
You know,
See you.
I'm sorry for what happened yesterday.
Something happened yesterday.
Don't tell me you've forgotten we had a small fight yesterday.
Oh, you are talking about when you brought me soap diary with Zomi and then...
Yes.
I don't remember.
Anyways, what are you doing this morning?
I'm
trying to see if I can put in some work on Paul's assignment. It's not always that when people ask questions, they are searching for the truth. Sometimes people just want to ask questions just to make a case.
Mark, there you go again. Always playing mind games with you. Well, you know what? I am done with your mind games and I'm out of here.
Oh, Hannah, please.
Oh, too late. I cannot compete with Paul.
Neither can I, neither can I.
Mark, I'm giving you one last chance to answer my question. Why are you into Paul? And who is this June girl?
Before I answer, let me issue a disclaimer. Nothing I'm about to say is intended to make up for what I've done. But I know I've hurt you. And I regret it unconditionally, please. But why am I into Paul?
Yes. Said and done, Uncle Whyte got on stage and called for the patrons who have been with him for the past 40 years to get on stage and cut a cake with him.
Is a difficult thing. The sacrifices we make are incredible. You have no idea till you join us and you see what goes into it. For this play, to get it right, we rehearsed every day from 4 p.m. till sometimes 10 p.m. On holidays, carry it. For holidays, we begin from 10 a.m. and we'll run till some Kapansa guy here. And so to know that after 40 years, there are still people who come to watch our show is incredible. I'd like to say thank you very much. And I know that for many of them, they've watched more than one play. Many of them come every quarter. Every quarter. We are grateful, very, very grateful. We'll cut the cake, and then I'll take pictures with every one of you before we go. But let me...
For 14 years, the patrons, after you have seen all the 50 plays, have you?
Stayed with not really, but my case is so interesting. The first time we watched it, we were dating. And
where is he? Please, can you please join us? Please join.
So
the first time you watched it, you were dating.
Yes, we were dating, and now we are blessed with 3 kids, and we are happily married. So it kind of bring memories, because you know when you are dating it's a different thing, and when you are married to it's a different. But this set of plays continue to give us some insights about marriage and how to improve the marriage. So for me, I think it's good, and I would recommend for a lot of people to come over and watch every now and then, because there's always a lesson to be learned out of his play. What keeps you coming back?
I think it's great. It just keep moving on, and it's an inspirational something. You can't go away from Uncle Whyte. That's the best play, best theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for 14 years.
Yeah.
So 14 years, has it added any value to you?
It has. I mean, I've been married for 3 years. My husband is not here. So sometimes I just think of things that I've watched here and learn from it. But he doesn't like plays like this, so I come alone.
Okay, so for 14 years, what has kept you coming back to Uncle Whyte play?
Okay, so far every other play has been very intriguing. The storyline, although it's always around love, marriage, relationship, the twists that it always brings is new and refreshing. And so each and every time I would love to watch it, even if it's always on love, relationship, and then marriage. So
14 years
Uncle
is
Whyte
more than
was
50.
amazed the number of patriots
But
who
that's
turned up
Roverman.
when he called for all the patriots
So that's why we
who
say
have been with him for
15,
the past
14.
14 years.
Because before Roverman, there were other dispensations of my writing. As long as you remember. So this is the last 14 years. But you must remember that I wrote and produced my first play in 1975.
1975. Well, there's a saying that it can only get better. Is that true?
Yes.
So from the very first one you wrote till this one.
Oh, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. There's a difference that comes from confidence, knowing that I've done it, I can do it, but also maturity. So I can handle the same topic with somebody else who is not 68, and the approach will be different. Same theme, same subject, because the angles I can bring to it, that person is yet to wake up to recognize them.
Away from the National Theatre, let me show you what has been happening as part of the build-up to the 24th of September. You know, the 24th of September is the concert for the Global Citizen Festival, right? Where Usher Raymond, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, just name them, Jackie, Cesar, Stormzy, they're all coming into Ghana. And as part of the build-up, there was a forum and there was a beach cleanup. And as usual, you know, I'll never miss out on it. Me and my cameraman, we were there.
A few words, you know, we speak a lot about the power of youth,
which
but
happens
in
to be
the last
day
decade of action at Global Citizen, you know, it's something I've seen again and again around the world. When we went to India and we did the largest music festival in India since Michael Jackson and the Beatles came decades ago, that was driven by students. When we started at Global Citizen ourselves as student activists in Australia,
I'm very pleased, therefore, that today my two roles intersect very nicely. The Youth Engagement Office is pleased to be working with Global Citizen on this activation because it's clear from Global Citizen's global track record that youth engagement is at the core of its values, as it is for us at the presidency. The dedication of the government of Ghana to bring Global Citizen Festival to Accra this month and to encourage advocacy among young people highlights the President's fundamental belief that advocacy and governance are not at odds, but are in fact two necessary components of nation building as we seek the realization of the SDGs by 2030. Today we're here to learn from one another, share ideas, generate solutions, and ultimately amplify the voices of young people at the highest decision-making tables of this nation. The insights from this forum will be collated and submitted directly to the President via the Youth Engagement Office, with the aim of informing the government's commitment on the Global Citizen stage come September 24th. So turn to the person sitting next to you and remind them that this is indeed a unique opportunity for all of us to be heard.
is a beautiful moment for Ghana. I mean, bringing all these artists to be at the Independence Square. I mean, how does Ghana stand to benefit from this?
immensely. The whole world is going to be watching Ghana. Global Citizen is happening this year, both in New York and Ghana simultaneously. So it's going to be one long event beamed all the way from the US through Ghana and back. And so it's just going to be a global moment of connection for everybody on these amazing topics of climate change, empowerment of young girls, and removing barriers that keep people in extreme poverty. These are things that we grapple with on the continent, and it's important that Ghana, like we always do, lead the conversation in relieving the world of these problems and relieving our continent of these problems. So Ghana is going to benefit immensely. I mean, down to how our businesses, our hospitality businesses, we are seeing so many people from around the world coming in as well. We are hosting even some dignitaries, some presidents. It's a big moment for the country, and I'm excited to host it because I think it shows the world once again what Ghana is capable of, and that's what we live to really put out into the world, exporting our Ghanaian excellence.
So, you know, Global Citizen is a youth-led citizen engagement movement globally. And what we do at the festival is really a culmination of a year-long advocacy campaign where we we identify opportunities, right, and challenges also. And we use the stage on the 24th as a moment to highlight leadership in making commitments towards addressing those challenges that the youth advocates have identified. So on the 24th, we'll be joined by our artists and activists to really celebrate those commitment makers that have shown their leadership in addressing the myriad of crises that the world faces.
The beach cleanup was actually to take the plastic waste away from the beaches so that we can have a clean beach.
How did you do of it?
So I'm from the Art of Living NGO, which is into stress management and breathing and meditation. And we always feel that, you know, it's just not important to keep your inner world clean, but it's also important to keep your outer world clean. So this is our responsibility as a social responsibility to take care of our planet and environment. And this is a very good initiative by Plastic Punch, where it's getting the community together to create awareness as to what we are doing with the planet now, and it's our responsibility to give back.
It has been going for you. I've seen you picking a lot of plastics.
Yeah, so far it's going quite well. I think this is a step in the right direction. Looking at the number of fields we have here, this is my first time being in this kind of exercise, and I think it's cool so far.
So is this something that you'll be doing more often with a global citizen? You were invited by your friend?
Yeah, so it's about 2 weeks ago I visited the beach here, and I saw this kind of rubbish. So I was quite concerned. I called a few friends and told them that this is what is actually going on. Normally, if I go to beach, I go to very serene places. So it seems 2 weeks afterwards, I saw the program.
Hi, I'm Liz Agbertabi, Vice President Global Policy at Global Citizen.
Okay, so how has the cleanup exercise, how has it been? How successful has it been? I see people doing yoga and stuff.
Today's activation with Punch Plastic was incredibly successful. We had a great turnout of action takers, of people who care about the planet. We also were able to do the beach cleanup exercise here, where we collected refuse. We collected mainly plastic refuse, but we also collected data. One of the issues that we see the climate crisis manifesting as here in Africa is around environmental degradation and inadequate sanitation management. And so today's exercise was really to call to attention the need for improved sanitation management, and also our responsibility as citizens, as individuals, in addressing this challenge.
My name is Richmond Kennedy Kwaku. I'm the director and founder of Plastic Punch.
Okay, so how did the cleanup exercise go for you?
Oh, today's exercise is amazing. It's great to see a lot of people come over, and as our mission is to bring people in contact with the pollution problem, as well helping collect all the trash from the turtle nesting beach. But what is very important for us, which was very successful, is again collecting relevant data on who is polluting the beach and what are polluting the beach. So we've been able to collect this data. We'll be working with the Municipal Assembly, sharing the data with the Environmental Protection Agency and also the Ghana Statistical Service to report the SDG indicators for the country and also be able to understand further to advise policy direction. So on the who is polluting, for example, we are using this data set to support the extended producer responsibility regime in Ghana.
Okay, so now away from the Citizen Global Festival that is happening on the 24th, I was blessed to be part of the select few who saw the new Range Rover. And boy, oh boy, I had my time to sit in it and it was such a beautiful moment. This is the latest Range Rover and at the launch, it was just awesome with the tour that I had. Range Rover launched their latest brand and in 2 words, it's a life assurance. I was privileged to be there with my cameraman and I had a good feel of the car. That was not the only thing. I also had a good tour. Talking to the country manager on what Range Rover actually seeks to give their clients, this is what he said. So this is the new Range Rover. I'm sitting in and it already feels like everything that has been said about this car is actually true. The air is different in here, even though it hasn't moved. This is a complete home, not a complete house. It's a complete home. And I think you should get one of these. Wow, there's something else, man. Well, I'm only taking the advantage of sitting in to do this because it's possible it might take a very short time for me to get one. How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
And the name is?
Ellie Daniel Wilson.
Okay. Ellie, I don't know what you will have to say about the new Range Rover that has just been introduced to us here.
I think it's a work of art, to borrow the words of somebody in the crowd. I didn't see, but honestly, it's a marvel because I had the opportunity to sit inside and just experience what it was. And looking at it, you might think it's great, but until you enter, it's a whole new world in there. So I think this is a brilliant piece of car.
Actually true that the breath in the car is different.
Yes, the car comes equipped with advanced air purification system. It uses nanotechnology to clean up the air. This prevents viruses, bad odors, and even microbes such as COVID, SARS, and issues like that. It could all be purified inside the vehicle. So
it is true. There's a life assurance.
Yes, sir. It's one of the unique selling points of this vehicle.
And also the fact that it can actually detect the road 2.5 kilometers away from it.
Yes, the E-Horizon scans the road condition, up to 2.5 kilometers ahead of you. So the car can prepare itself to prime, to initiate any systems, driving systems that the car might request or require in preparation for the road conditions ahead of it.
Wow. I so feel that everything they've said about this car is so true. It hasn't moved, but the air in here is different. The feel of on the wheel is different. The interior, you can just see it. This is actually a life assurance, the new Range Rover. And wow, this looks like a complete home. Not a complete house. It's a complete home. When you're in it, you wouldn't want to step out for anything because you can get everything in here. The fact that the screen is big enough for you to see everything, the 360 camera around the car, underneath the car, the sensors. I mean, it is just an experience that can't just elude you. I just have to have a feel of how it is like before I easily get one. Yeah, very shortly, I'm sure I'm going to get mine. But before that, you just need to test it. Probably I'll go for a test drive. Who knows? You never know. But this is a new Range Rover, an awesome experience. And I think all of you out there, if you can afford, you should get one. You are in charge of making sure that the rental is going on well. How is the rental doing here in Ghana? The rental of the Range Rovers?
See, presently there was no concept of luxury vehicles in the rental sector, but we have started this. Now we have given our rental vehicles. It's like we are getting vehicles from our customers, elite customers who wanted to change, renew their old vehicles with the new one. So those comes in our kitty, in our pool. And those vehicles we have started to the rental companies. So currently we have top rental companies with us who have taken Range Rovers, which is now in the market, going for like Range Rover Vogue, Velar, Sports. These are all available in the market now for rentals.
Wow. Yeah. This is Range Rover by itself is a luxury car, right? What are your target audience? Who do you look out for? Who approaches you to want to rent them?
See, at the moment we are directly dealing with the rental companies, top companies. They have like all the contracts and everything with the hotels. Those all elite customers who travel, like expats and all that. So they take all these luxury vehicles for like, let's say, rental 1 month or whatever the time period they are in Ghana. So there are some elite customers who are looking for.
And with the release of the new one, it's going to make the work way easier, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
And that is just about me dropping down the curtains on today's show. Many thanks going out to the whole production crew, especially the one behind this particular camera, Nat, Isaac, Asan, during our view. And also everybody here in the studio, DJ Icon, Prince Ruby, The Dawn, Yahuze. Well, we're having a great time. And you also have a great time. Next week, same time, we'll be here. Don't forget, it's IB Ben Baako on all social media platforms.